So Tom Clancy was sitting on a toilet with a phone and watching a video of Hitman Codename 47's gameplay, and he had this sudden light bulb above his head and decided to enhance his gameplay experience. As a result, he made a really cool stealth game where the main protagonist is not bald. What did he name it? Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, as if he was afraid of some petitions or something. That's enough backstory for one day, let's bite the meat already. So Splinter Cell, the very first Splinter Cell game, came out in 2002. The protagonist, who is not bald, is named Sam Fisher. The game was meant to be super stealthy, like using a gun in this game was one kind of a sin and the game would punish you for using a gun. The game has 13 missions with a variety of great level designs. Before each level, you'll see an animated cutscene. I think these animated cutscenes were really ahead of its time. They look like those 3GP format 360p videos of poor women I used to watch on a 2-inch screen phone when I was 13. Like, imagine watching this cutscene in 1080p resolution. It would look terrible. I'm glad the developers put small aspect ratio in these cutscenes. The game starts with a training mission just like Bald Man Codename 47, and it teaches you some basic sets of acrobatics that will be necessary in the actual missions, like looking at different lights using your mouse or climbing walls and yada yada. Now your default speed is walking speed, and I really like this acceleration system. You simply scroll your mouse wheel up or down to increase or decrease your speed. It feels oddly immersive. I also like this split jump technique, which if I tried to do, I would tear my pants, maybe something else too. On the bottom right of the screen it shows you how lit you are. As Splinter Cell was a game about hiding in the dark a lot to avoid getting detected, this indicator was very handy during stealth. The combat is quite restrictive. You get a silenced pistol, but the game is not so friendly about shooting. Most of the time the game wants you to silently knock enemies from behind. Your footsteps sound matter because even if you are crouched, you have to approach the enemies slowly if you don't want them to turn around and start shooting you. The pistol has a bad aim reticle which is not that stable. The problem with shooting is you have to wait for your aim to be steady first, but even after it's done being that, you're probably gonna miss because the bullet doesn't go where you aim. It took me some time to get used to it, but I was still missing a lot of shots. Also, ammo is scarce if you want to keep shooting enemies. You also can't pick up enemy weapons. Occasionally you'll get some ammo for your pistol. So playing Rambo is almost impossible in this game. There are computers in the levels that allows you to get data sticks or notes about what's going on. The notes are important for more information about your objective or some key code that open doors. There are some distinctive features in the gameplay such as interrogating people to get information, lockpicking, which is a mini game, or using a laser cam to listen to NPC's conversation that aids you with your objectives. By interrogating you can get vital information which is often useful.
Who do you work for?
Vyacheslav Grinko.
Tell me about him.
He used to be Spetsnaz. Now he's mercenary. He works for President Nikola.
In most of the areas you're supposed to use the night vision goggles, and I like this version of the night vision than the Blacklist one. This game has some cool game physics. Here's some example. But what was the best of them all is how this guy couldn't open this door as I was blocking it. You can bunny hop with Sam Fisher, which is a really cool thing in this game. You can distract enemies by throwing objects that you can find lying around. I like this ability as in the new Splinter Cell games this feature was removed. And distraction is always good. The AI in this game is absolutely insane for a game that's 18 years old. I think Splinter Cell has 5 times better AI than Cyberpunk 2077. For example, I tried to distract this guy over here with a soda can and he saw the soda can's possible direction of where it was through from, and he didn't go towards the soda can but started to come at my location. NPCs run to trigger alarms if they spot you. Enemies wake up unconscious enemies are some really good implementations of AI. One thing I didn't like that much was you have to carry the unconscious or dead bodies to dark places so it's hidden. I mean, even if I'm not a fan of hiding dead bodies in video games, I'm okay with it as long as the game lets me continue even if I don't hide the bodies. But here Splinter Cell is a little different. Like in one mission I wasn't allowed to get alerted, so I killed all the enemies without triggering the alarm and was about to move to the next location. But the game didn't let me go and the alarm would went off every time. I didn't know why this was happening. After checking a walkthrough video I saw a comment saying that I had to hide the bodies even if there wasn't any possible enemies or CC cameras there to get me alerted. He also added it was a glitch, and then the uploader replied that it wasn't a glitch. The game checks if I am playing properly. After reading that, I immediately got in a coma for a week and used the time machine after waking up. Anyways, there's a mission where you infiltrate the CIA and you get no gun because killing wasn't allowed. Only knocking out was an option. So after a while, I got an objective to retrieve a SC-20K rifle, and I thought I could finally start shooting after this. But when I shot a guy...
Good Lord, Fisher, have you gone mad? I don't know what to say. The mission's over. Get out of there. You're finished.
I mean, what's the point of getting that gun then? The mission was harder already. There were 2 armored cameras which I couldn't break, and 3 to 4 enemies were patrolling the area. Then who knew where I could get the key code of this door after opening 2 doors with key codes already? And I just got so tired of the game. This game just started to traumatize me. I think developers deliberately used to make games harder back then, or maybe the game wasn't polished enough so it felt more difficult. I guess it's time to plug this game to the quality meter. The very first Splinter Cell, I give it a 6 out of 10, which stands for okay, and I think the game is average, but for a game that's almost 2 decades old, this game was pretty good. Around that time, Hitman Silent Assassin also came out and turned out to be a great stealth game. I also think Splinter Cell is underappreciated when it comes to the stealth genre. Anyways, leave a like if you agree, a dislike if you don't agree, or if my accent is garbage. Subscribe and join my Discord server to chill out, and I'll see you in the next one.